How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today I've got some medium level blackout tips for you. It's just things that I've picked up along the way that I certainly didn't know or I wasn't doing at the beginning, so yeah, I thought they might help you. So number one basically is knowing when to shoot, when to loot, when not to shoot, when not to loot, when to get out of there, when to stay. So you can see now I've only got a handgun, I'm picking some stuff up, I just need a gun, and then for some reason I hear a truck, I can't help myself, I try and pop the guy, and then he stops and I'm like, oh shit, I've fucked it. So yeah, you've kind of got to know, like, that was a fuck up. I should have just let the guy keep driving. I don't know if he was planning on stopping or not, I don't know if he stopped for me or not, I have no idea. But as you can see now, I've got to hide like a bitch behind some fucking tombstone thing because I just shot at a man when I've got no armour, practically no health regen things, and yeah, I've got a handgun, and it's the Mozu at that, which I know it's powerful, but I struggle to hit a barn door at times. And then obviously the next one, like I said, is how when not to loot. So you can see now there's 12 people left in the game. I've got plenty of stuff, I've got trauma kits and everything, but I'm such a fucking loot bitch that I see a loot bag, I just can't help myself. And to be fair, it had that Juno's tags in, so I got a little bit kind of excited when I seen them and forgot about the task in hand. Like I say, you got to remember to stick to the plan. But yeah, it's basically just don't always loot, because especially near the end there's people, usually the more skilled people, that are sat around waiting to kill you, and obviously this guy picks me off pretty damn easily when I'm in the middle of a loot grabbing. So next one is quick inventory. Just quickly look at this. What's stuck on that is like, Jesus Christ, make some more noise, why don't you? Anyway, yeah, is using this quick inventory. You need to get used to it, you need to get comfortable with it, because it's definitely going to help you out. You can see here, all you do is press up on the D-pad and you can look across to, it kind of puts your health items on the left, it puts your perks in the middle, and then it puts all your equipment over on the right. So it's all broken up, it's pretty easy to see. Once you've used it once or twice, you honestly will feel comfortable with it. I kept avoiding it like the plague at the start. Every now and then I accidentally hit it and would panic and be like, oh fucking hell, what have I done? But yeah, once you actually use it, obviously this is when you're looking in your inventory. I can't see a damn thing. I know obviously you can hear people, but if someone's got dead silence on, I wouldn't know if they were running around right near me. Whereas here, I'm obviously running because the collapsible circle is after me, and I can still run. I can change what health things I've actually got equipped. I can add perks if I want. So while I'm running, I could add dead silence, you know, all them sorts of things. I could move over to equipment. If I see someone, I might have a tomahawk equipped, but I think, oh, actually I want a cluster grenade. So yeah, basically it's as easy as pressing up on the D-pad and down to close it. So that's it. So number 3 is consider turning down the sensitivity for blackout. You can see here I try and hit that boat and I just go left and right. This is a bit more slowed down, and look, I go too far that way, then I try and go back a bit. It's just too sensitive. Like, obviously when you play multiplayer, slightly higher sensitivity is nice because you're quite close to people a lot, but in blackout it's not even dawned on me that long ago, but the amount of fights that I keep losing because I can't keep my aim on them as well as they keep their aim on me. And yeah, most fights in blackout happen at, you know, 10 foot at least. That's very close distance. And obviously once I changed my changed it down a bit, like I nailed that guy with a handgun, and again I can promise you normally I'm spraying all over the place, and it is because I usually have my sensitivity on like 6 to 8 because I'm in multiplayer, and it depends if I'm sniping or what I'm doing. But once you turn it down, I think that was actually on 6 again and struggling to hit that guy. You know, it's like I did do this clip on purpose, but it was to illustrate the point that you're trying to lock onto them and it just goes all over the place. And then once I'm on 4, it's like even hitting the helicopters and stuff, I was doing a hell of a lot better with that, and I think you can hear it there, it definitely fucked his stuff up a bit. So the next one is basically you got to think outside the box and use some of the equipment in a slightly unorthodox way that might help you out. Like, this is just after that guy I shot at that parked this. but I can see he's shooting at me. I also knew at the asylum house that there was a gunfight going on. Obviously I only had a handgun and I had a sensor dart. I wanted to know where he was while I got in the truck, and I also could do with knowing where the people in the asylum are, so I shot the sensor dart onto the truck. I could see from that the guy shooting at me while I was getting in the truck wasn't actually very close to me, so I could run round and get in the door and everything, and then I could still drive the truck over to the asylum. You can see on the map now there is a red dot that appears, or it will do in a second. But yeah, it's just things like that. You can also shoot them onto a quad when you drive in your quad, so you can spot people that are near you. Might possibly be handy nearer the end of the game. And then there's this clip here. We've just landed, obviously it's in asylum, there is a lot of people in here. I've just got a SORG and a few things and that's it. This guy shoots at me. I've managed to bail it out the window, but I'm not in a good position at the minute. I've not got much health at all. I've only got the SORG, but what I have got in my inventory is looter. So what I thought about doing was adding looter, and obviously now I can see on the floor inside where stuff is, and I thought I'll see if he picks anything up. There, I've got him. Well, I've not got him, but I at least now know exactly where he is. And you can see by 10 health, I also didn't have full health at the time, but that's obviously not really what looter is designed for. It's just to be able to see a little bit further what you're actually looting, like what you're gonna get. But yeah, in that situation, it was it came in handy. It basically gave me the kill. So it's just things like that, really. It's just using things in a bit of an unorthodox way. So anyway, the next one is picking landing spots. Now, you all kind of know by now there's the big places like the firing range, the fracking tower, array, construction site, the asylum. If you're going to land at these places, they're pretty hot zones. Like, the chances are you're going to land with anywhere from 1 to 5, 10. I landed at asylum once and there must have been about 10 to 15 people there. It was insane. I was kind of too late to pull out by then, but the amount of parachutes I could just see hitting the roof and everywhere around it, it was like, oh crap, this is not going to go well. You can see there I jumped out. I was going to go down to I can't remember what it's called actually, but it's just above the turbines, but in the end I decided to go over to this hydro dam. Obviously anywhere you go there could be people. You jump in with 100 other people and they could pick anywhere, but generally speaking there's other spots on the map. As you'll know by driving around, there's loads of houses and stuff that don't really show up on the map. You can hardly see them from up in the air. So the chances are when you land there, there's going to be no one, or worst case, probably one person. You'll definitely be pretty unlucky if you land at some random house and there's more. So the next one is to actually use equipment and perks and all sorts of stuff. The amount of people that I kill or you just come across their bag and they've got all sorts of perks in there. They've got sensor darts, they've got cluster grenades, 9 bangs, all sorts of stuff, and they're always thinking, oh, save it for later, save it for later. But use it, you might kill someone, that might get you the kill, and then you loot them and you might get a load more stuff. So just use it, it does get you out of trouble. I've not even got a gun yet, and I landed and found paranoia and I equipped it, and you'll hear now that noise. When you equip paranoia, if an enemy is targeting you, it does that noise, and also if you sort of turn round, you can kind of hear with your headphones, it's similar to the way the footsteps work, you can hear which direction they are. So I knew he was over there, and I'm not sure why he's not shot at me yet. He's probably got a shotgun as well, I can't remember, but I do a jump to try and reduce the noise, and that's it really. Like, I don't know if he had dead silence on or what, but I couldn't hear him, and if I didn't put paranoia on, I probably would have died just then. So yeah, just use the equipment. Speaking of equipment though, they have got rid of the old 9 banger now, which is probably a good thing, to be honest, because it was a little bit insane and it was a bit repetitive. Anyway, number 7 is doing jumps to reduce your movement sound, and you can hear there's a truck driving past, so use things like the truck to your advantage. If someone's driving around, you can use that to run, and you'll, if you'd listen now, sorry, that little jump, if you jump and time it right, and when you land you press crouch, it's such a quiet little noise. I've sneaked up on people before. I've tried for hours to find footage of where I'm sneaking up on someone, and it works pretty well, but I couldn't, sorry. But I did find that where it was, you can just see, it's like if I'm running along this grate, people can just hear bang bang bang, and you know how the headset works. Obviously once they hear constant running, that gives them the chance to turn their player. There's a jump versus some running. You just basically break your movements up with jumping, and obviously when that plane as well flies overhead, the supply drop plane, that makes a fucking shitload of noise. Use that to your advantage as well. You can move when that's flying overhead, and if you want to attack someone in the house or something, waiting for that to fly over, they won't be able to hear you running up to the house. And like you can see now, for some reason I think this was being a bit glitchy, because at the minute you'll hear me land quite heavily, but even when I was down at the bottom it kept doing this really loud landing noise, and I can promise you it doesn't always do that. I left it in because I wanted to show you that if you do try this and it does do that to you, don't give up. But if someone was down there and I was just running flat out, they'd be able to work out exactly where I'm coming from, whereas doing this, obviously it's situational, it's not always going to be the best thing, but it's the next best thing from dead silence if you haven't got dead silence or anything like that. Here's again, it just breaks it up a little bit. If someone was a fair distance away but they're trying to work out where you are, it just breaks those constant steps up really, so then that could be all it takes, that could be the difference between dying and living. So anyway, that is it for today. I've got this clip here for you. I told you I would have another go at it. I was pushing my luck here a bit. Look at this, how the hell he didn't shoot me then, or I didn't run him over. But anyway, I said I would try and do it again. I drove past him, switched to the back, and I got the kill. I still did stop by the time I actually killed him, but I was pretty much rolling for the whole time I was shooting at him, so yeah. I will keep going, but look, I'm such a fucking loot bitch, I can't help myself, and it was in the bad zone. And then some guy just picked me off easy as anything because, yeah, I'm a loot bitch and I can't help looting. If this game was like, if I could just have the map to myself and I was allowed to just run around looting it, I would buy that game in itself. If I could just get backpacks, fill backpacks and drop them everywhere. Like any of you guys that have ever played like the Elder Scroll games, I just looted that entire map for about 400 hours and had every house stashed with stuff. So anyway, yeah, be careful when you loot and when you don't. So that's about it for today. I hope there's some things that have helped you out. And yeah, that's about it. I'll leave you with this little clip just because this shotgun is a bit underrated. I don't know if they've updated it or what, but when it first came out it seemed pretty useless. But you'll see now how far away it hits from. And obviously it's not doing a serious amount of damage from that distance, but my point is that you're actually hitting from that distance, and that's hip firing. And close up, this gun absolutely fucking destroys people. It is honestly insane, so give it a go. Anyway, please give me a like if this helped you out, and I shall be back soon. Thanks a lot.